Welcome to Center Heist Productions. Please hit the likes and subscribe down below in your right hand corner. Muchly appreciate that. Um, Please share it with your friends and family as we've built an integral channel here with a good community. And we love your comments at the end of it. We just keep them respectable, respecting one another. And we have prided ourselves not that we do not fall into just rumors. We tend to stick with factual information, and also we don't use clickbait here. So that is what we stand on. And if you come across the channel, please hit the likes and subscribe. That's how we build this channel to get stronger. And that's our goal here, to give you an integral Habs channel, reviewing a lot of the games as we see fit in this. Okay, so now we're going to get right to game two. Last night in Montreal, the Flyers were in town for game two of the preseason, and we had it was 4-2 final for Montreal. Good results. However, remember, that's with a weaker Flyer lineup. But then again, we could look at the Habs as being a weaker lineup too. So it was good results. Gives us a chance at look at the future of the Habs a lot here. So 4-2 final, good result. We look at okay, we're going to go right to the box scores and stuff. First period, Montreal scores two. Uh, there's no scoring for Philly. Second period, Flyers scored two to even it up. Montreal gets one, so we're up 3-2. And then Montreal adds one at the in the third at the end of the third period, making it 4-2. Um, both goaltenders, we had Dobish and Kakinen, got the win. Following Dobish and Suzuki got the game-winning goal. So here we go. We're 3 stars. Nick Suzuki was the first star. This was quite easy to see that how our first line was very solid. 1 goal, 1 assist, +1. Great. And Caulfield, one same thing. He was the second start, and Florian Jacki got the third star with a goal and a +1. So we're going to start the scoring summary. 53 seconds in, Cole Caulfield. What a 3-on two type of play there, and just beautiful passing with Cole Caulfield one timing it, putting it in his wheelhouse was Lane Hudson. Just such a that guy places the puck so beautifully. It just looked like this goal came so easy they could have had their eyes closed. It was so natural, and Suzuki started the play, so he gets the second assist. Three-way passing play, very intelligent, great goal. Line one looks great. So that was 53 seconds in. 9:58, we get Florian Jacki getting a nice goal with the strength on the boards from Tyler Thorpe. Luke Tuck got the next assist on it. But just wanted to mention, I just hope that Tyler Thorpe can work on his foot speed, because he's so darn strong on the boards. He showed that his work ethic. He's got a good work ethic. He's just his foot speed's a little bit of something. I love this guy if he brings what we need, but he's definitely going to have to be working on his foot speed. But great setup. He takes he takes 2 Flyers out to try to take him, and that's how strong he is on the puck. And he sets up Florian with a beautiful shot, and just a great play. I see this line here with Florian Jacki, Tyler Thorpe, and Luke Tuck. I see so much potential for this being our future fourth line. This is a beautiful line, crash and bang line. There's so much chemistry there. I really do hope in the near future we get this line thrown together, because I can definitely see this being our checking line in the future, the banging line. So that was a great goal. But then we get to the second period. And of course, Kakinen's welcome to the game. We had Dobish had a phenomenal game, no scoring on him. Kakinen comes in, it didn't take long for the goal to be scored on him either. At 11:11, Anthony Richards scores, assisted by Dennis Gilbert. 16:05, Nick Suzuki gets another nice goal. And this is after Juraj Slavkovsky came back from the skate injury to the face, where he got Dvorak's skate blade to the face. And Caulfield also had an assist on it. So this line was strong. Showed a lot of great signs as they keep maturing together. So we had a nice 3-1 lead there. 17:35. Owen Tippett gets a goal. Nice shot. He's always been kind of, and Dvorak, of course, was in on the play. He had a strong game. Assisted by Travis Sanheim on the power play. So he had 3-2. Then we get to the end of the third period with the open net. Arbor Jackeye completes the great excitement of the Jackeyes. It was Jackeye night, it seemed to be in Montreal with the empty netter. So that being said, we'll get right down here. Shots on goal, 23-21 for the Habs. Hits 35-30 for Montreal. Faceoffs won, 29-18 for the Habs. Power play again seems to be a problem for Montreal right now. 1 for 4 for the Flyers, 0 for 1. We didn't get many. That's the big problem there. Penalty minutes 20-14 for Montreal. Giveaways 10-11 for Montreal. Takeaways none. And block shots 21-14 for the Flyers. So we won't get into all the penalties. This was a very solid, well played. Good look at the future of the Habs. Like I say, that trio of Jackeye, Thorpe, and Tuck, I just see a lot of potential if we can get that line in the near future. It's not going to happen this year, but you may get one there this year, potentially. But when that line, if they could all get there, that would be a beautiful fourth line. It's exactly what we need. So I loved what I seen, and we seen this in their preseason last year with that line. That line has got great chemistry. Jackeye, or this was Florian. Great results for Florian. He had a strong game. Like I say, that line was solid. But Florian, you can see there's definitely been steps forward in this game. And we're going to get into the talk because we know the way it seems to be for the Habs right now. The talk is there's only one position available. And we would say that from game one, you kind of get the impression that's kind of Kapanen's to lose. So it's kind of between Kapanen, Owen Beck. And I would have to now, seeing the positives of Florian, I think he would be such a positive addition to the Habs um, to get the grit, because that's what we're needing added to the lineup. He would be a good replacement for Michael Pizzetta's position. And I just think they got to have a guy to go to. Sammy Blaze, definitely brings you grit, but I think AHL level, you can always bring him up, right? So that's what I see there. Roar had a strong game for a young fella. A lot of positives, but he's not ready yet. But definitely a lot of positives. It's too early to discuss. Like I said, the Thorpe line, we just need to see steps in Thorpe's skating. Other than that, he's got everything, all the attributes. Just needs to work on the skating a bit. Tuck, I would say, got to work on his consistency. A little more harder on the boards, but that line was solid. Jack, I just got to, again, he's on the cusp. He's very close. It seems to be a three-way battle, in my opinion, right now between Kapanen, Beck, and Florian. So, however that pans out, probably, there's a good chance you could have two of those guys because you want to carry an extra player. So, two of the three could make that, make it where they're alternating on that line for different things you want to bring to different games. So, I kind of think Kapanen still has the edge short term. Like I've said, he's got the experience over the other two, and he definitely has the finesse. So I think that gives him the edge, but I think where he lacks is the grit and sandpaper. And that's why I've been saying I don't think he'll be with Montreal long term. And I really don't. I love the kid, but for long term, I honestly think some of these kids are going to push him out, and they're all on the cusp. There's been major improvement in Owen Beck's game. There's been major improvement in Florian's game. Um, while does look better, however, I'm not there with him. I just don't know if there's enough improvement, but he's definitely a good call-up player. He's much better, looks much better than last year. So there are positives, but I just put my three that I have ahead of the game a bit with probably watch trailing in the fourth as the fourth player there. I love seeing Jared Davidson's toughness in game one. He showed a lot of heart. Good guy that you can always call up. Florian, what a game to get the goal. Beautiful work ethic on the boards by Tyler Thorpe, passing it to him. But what a goal! And then he goes and takes the fight on with Delorier. That's just, I mean, that's one of the toughest guys in the league. So kudos to Florian for taking. You knew he was going to get his butt whipped, but he showed you the heart, and those are the moments you want to see a guy prove himself and be willing to take on the challenge. That's the catch. So good on Florian. Great night by him. Looking at the defense, loved Arbor's improvements. He still just has to watch the odd time where, and that's kind of a combination, when he went up to pinch a bit, and Montreal got caught on the odd man rush due to it. But it was also contingent on the problem of being a forward didn't drop back to cover him when he pinched. That's got to be worked on. But also, it's I've seen a lot of improvement in Arbor's game. He has the odd occasion, but he's come a long ways. Um, Lot of improvement in his game. He's got to keep the foot on the gas and keep doing what he's doing. Wasn't crazy about, I knew he was standing up for his teammates. I just wasn't really crazy about that little scrum he got into. Just take somebody good, right? That's just my thought. But other than that, he had a solid game. He's taking great strides. I give him the edge over Struble. Struble definitely is better on positional, but if you're looking on their weakness, Struble has weaknesses of being tough enough, and it's pretty huge that he doesn't use his strength enough. And so I tend to lean towards Arbor, and for his weakness, he's improving on his weakness. His weakness being positional, and he's got plenty of the toughness. So the differences on their weaknesses, I see improvement in Arbor's weaknesses. So that's what I think gives them the edge. We need that size, and we need that physicality. And if he can continue to work on his positional, he's gotten a lot better. You can tell over the summer he's worked on it. Great improvements. Very proud of him. So good to see him get the empty netter too. It was just Jack Eye night there, and it was. I love the guy, and I love seeing the results of that game. You could there. I also want to talk about Slav. This game really, I mean, it definitely showed that Montreal's first line was definitely too much for Philly. Very good steps forward. Seen a lot of positives from Slav last night. It seemed you could tell when he was there, and then when he left, when he got hurt, there was a difference. There was a difference when he was missing, and you could tell that team wasn't clicking right. That line wasn't clicking right. But when he came back immediately, and that's his persistence. If he can keep that tenacity and that board work going and using his body, that mindset, there's going to be huge improvements in his game. He looked a lot better. He even looked better defensively. Improvements. I've seen improvements in Roy's defensive game as well. But to see Slav, that's the way Slav has to play. But you just got to keep that urgency up. So good positives for Slavkovsky. Loved what he did, and definitely showed how much difference he can make if he plays that way. So great positives. I personally, and like I said, Sammy Blaze was good. Bolduc looked very consistent, so you can see why they traded for him. I honestly, my biggest concern for Montreal right now, and I know we play Toronto Saturday. For me, I'm still, I know Montreal's been holding out, and there's got to be something in Doc they see, because I don't have the confidence they have. That's for sure. I don't have it in Lane either. I personally think they want to come out with the best second line they can have until they get that second line center, which will probably be closer to trade deadline. I think you got to come out. You're going to probably be using Doc for sure, and I would have Bolduc, and you're going to have Demidov. But if you want Demidov to have success, I think you got to put Bolduc there, because I just think Lonnie's. Yes, we got to see more from him. I'll give him that, but I think Demidov's chances get hurt for the Calder run, because Lonnie's just waiting for somebody to set him up. And still needed. I mean, you look at game one. Yes, there was great improvement in the first period. You seen it, but the no consistency. Second and third, he dropped off, and good to see the guys losing weight. You could see some weight trimmed off Lane. You could see some weight trimmed off of Slav a bit. Definitely Arbor Jack guy, and I think that's going to affect them for a positive. They're getting leaner and a lot of workouts. So I think it was all around positives. Love Dobish's game. So I honestly think you're going to see it to be the same duo, Sam and Dobish this year. Uh, Fowler, great signs in his game. Kakinen will be a good leader, to be a good veteran for Fowler for sure. But for me, I can clearly see the signs I see out of Dobish and Fowler. I see that as Montreal's 1-2 punch in the future. I really do. Good, strong game, solid. They're proving what they want to prove. Sam, nothing, and that's no knock against Sam, but I still say Sam's got a glove problem, and I do think that at some point those two are going to be the two that win down the road, not this year, but down the road. That's going to be Montreal's 1-2 punch. Promising future. Good job, Bassett, and or whatever, if I'm getting that name right. He had a good game, but he's definitely an AHLer, in my opinion. Um, I will say this though, Reinbacher, I don't know what the hell they see in him. I'll give the kid a break because he's missed hockey. I'm seeing a lot of bearing in him, and I hope he changes that. But I don't see what all this hype is with the kid. I hate to say this, and of course he deserves more time. I think Mayu was the better of the two. That's my opinion. So is what it is. I just have this. If I'm predicting, and who knows, he still has time to change that. It's not that he played okay, but I just see weaknesses in they were pumping him in his defensive zone, and I don't see what all the hype is. I just don't. So I do think Montreal made an error in that draft. I'm sorry to say it. I see it. That's my opinion. I think this kid's going to turn out to be a very similar story to Barron. It's going to be a loss on that draft. And that's my opinion. I hope I'm wrong. He still has time, but I don't see what the hype is. I would have much rather, just my opinion, I would have rather kept Mayu. But that's my opinion. I know at least, and Mayu didn't have a good defensive game, but he had a great offensive upside. That's what it is. So good future. Things look promising. Loved what I seen from Hudson and Gooley combination. They look great together. Carrier always looks good with whoever he's playing with. He plays well with Jack Eye. That was good to see. Yeah, I just wasn't very sold on Reinbacher, and that's just, or his partner was definitely, he was okay, good for HL level, but to me, they both got it. I don't see Reinbacher making the team this year, or at this point, maybe later in the season if something drastic changes, but I don't see all the hype. So thanks for watching. We'll be back after to review the Habs Leafs game. Thanks for watching, and you've seen it here first, where the puck drops first here at Center Heights Productions. Go Habs, go!